One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences.
Greetings, this is Ty Brown and welcome to One Question. I'm here at the 2018 AFCA convention and I'm joined by Coach Mel Tjeerdsma. Coach Tjeerdsma is currently the athletics director at Northwest Missouri State University. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Well, thanks for having me, Ty. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Well, Coach, your career is a storied career. You coached football for 44 years. You spent 27 years as a head coach. In your time as a head coach, you won 3 national championships. You played for 7 of them. And about 5 years ago, you transitioned over to be the director of athletics. And since you've been there, the teams have won 3 national championships in football, and you also won one in basketball. And really, one of them was the same year, and that's a rare occasion to have the men's basketball team win a championship and the football team. My question for you is, as a football guy, when you became the athletic director, how do you balance your passion for all sports so other sports don't feel like football is getting all the attention? How have you been able to do that over the last 5 years?
Well, I'm kind of unique, I guess, in one way. That, in one sense, first of all, I grew up in South Dakota. I went to a real small high school. We had 3 sports. You're in every one of them. I loved all 3: football, basketball, track and field. I had the opportunity in coaching in high school. I coached high school for 9 years, and I coached football, basketball, track and field, baseball. So, I did all those things. At one time, I actually envisioned myself as being my goal was to be a Division I track coach, and but things worked out, and so I've always had an appreciation for all sports, and I think that's helped me. But at the Division II level, yes, football at Northwest Missouri, football is right now anyway is the primary sport. Although men's basketball is awfully good too, but. We keep it all in perspective, and I tell our coaches, all of our coaches, I say my goal as an athletic director is for every one of our teams to finish at least in the top half of the conference, and our job as a athletic staff, as an administrative staff, we got 5 or 6 of us. Our goal is to just do everything we can to help that coach be successful in whatever sport it is. And so that's kind of the way we go about it. And, if there's a women's soccer match on campus, I'm there. If there's a softball game, I'm there. If there's a baseball game, I'm there. I try to support all of them. We try to do everything we can to help each one of them with facilities, with the budgets, all those kinds of things, and let our coaches worry about being successful on the field.
Right, and now you were away from Northwest Missouri State there for almost 2 years after you retired from football, and then you come back on. Was that a tough transition to come in and not heavily focus on football, which you have to because it's the sport that it's the revenue generator? But when you started off, was that a tough transition for you?
Well, it was different. There's no doubt about that. I purposely stayed away from football to a certain extent. Like I didn't go to practices. I obviously do everything game day and all that. But
yeah.
I didn't want, more than anything else, I didn't want myself to be like a shadow looking over our program. Because we had Adam Dorrell was our head coach, and he's had great success. He was doing a great job, and so that was kind of my purpose there. But otherwise, the one thing that was probably the toughest for me wasn't so much our football there, but just football overall. I had a hard time
being away,
separating myself from being a coach, and I still wanted to coach. Matter of fact, I had some opportunities to coach. But I didn't, and this has all worked out. But I've been blessed. I've always been, where the Lord's want me to be, and it's worked out great for me.
Great, and I'm sure the coaches there appreciate you. I would almost think the coaches in all sports were probably happy when you came back to take on the position. Some of them probably had their worry, is this just going to be an all football school thing? But it seems like over time you've allayed those concerns.
I think so, and I think that's a fair assessment. I think there probably were some of them that thought, oh, all we're going to talk about is football, and I think that helped me because I made sure that wasn't the case. But the easier part, the thing that made it easy was that I knew most of the coaches. They were all there, and almost all of our coaches, with the exception of a couple, are young coaches, and so it's fun for me to watch them develop. And my position is I'm not going to try and tell any of them how to coach, no matter what the sport is. But I'm there if there's something that comes up and they say, Coach, can I sit down? Can we talk about this? It's about recruiting, or it's about handling this type of a situation. I love those. And, and I feel like that's where I can make an impact, on our coaches and ultimately then on our athletes.
Right. I'm sure they see it as an asset and to pick your brain on things if they're dealing with a situation in the leadership role they're in, to want to ask you how would you handle this kind of situation? Do they come to you to talk about those things?
Yeah, they do, and and that's, like I said, for me that's the most exciting part about it, because it gives me a chance to, in a sense, to give back to I think back of all the people that influenced me, and I've been so fortunate to be around a lot of great people, and I think that's how that's what makes our profession so unique. You and I just talked a little bit earlier about the relationships that you build. That's what's really important. And so I look forward to those opportunities when they come up to sit and visit with our coaches and say, let them ask me questions.
Right.
So,
well, Coach, I can say I followed you. I've worked with the AFCA for almost 15 years, and of course we all in the office followed you and cheered for you, and 7 championships, and cheer for you when you won the 3 that you won. And I appreciate you taking the time to sit here and talk to me on this One Question podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. It's fun for me.
Well, that was Coach Mel Tjeerdsma. He's currently the Director of Athletics at Northwest Missouri State University. And this is Ty Brown with One Question. And keep in mind, the role of a leader is to create and maintain an environment that people want to be a part of. And as always, be better tomorrow than you are today. This episode of One Question is produced by Spades Media Group, solving problems using creative leadership.